Good morning. My name is Lerato Libojo, and today's training will be on Sage data conversion and report writing. So welcome to our training. I will be taking you through how to convert your particularly Pastel Payroll data to Palladium Payroll if you're moving over to Palladium Payroll from Pastel only at the moment. So we do have a conversion tool to help you with that and take you through our reports and how you can customize our report writing. So it's not going to be a long session. I'm just taking you through just the basics of most what you could be doing. Okay, so once you do have your Palladium open, to do the data conversion, you click here where it says data conversion function. So when you click here, there's company conversion, and then you'll see there's a Sage Pastel Payroll. So when you click there on Sage Pastel Payroll, it means now you're ready to do the conversion. So with the conversion, you have to have a server, right? So you can do a configuration of your database. So you do have to have your server, and you have to enter your server details. So you have to have your server name, what the database name is, username, and the password. So the database name will be what the backup name is from Pastel Payroll. All right, so what you get from Pastel Payroll, or what you back up from Pastel Payroll and you save and you host it on your server, so it will look for this database name. So it has to be exactly the same. It is case sensitive. So it has to look exactly the same for you to complete the conversion. Now with the conversion from Pastel Payroll, right? So from Pastel Payroll, you do make a backup every time you probably do a period update, or at any point, actually, you can just do a backup of your work. So what you choose to have in your backup, for instance, you'll have your employees, you'll have your employee details, your employee payslip, leave details, payslip transactions, and basically just all to reports. So with that, when you do a backup from Pastel to Palladium, what you have as a backup is exactly what will come into Palladium. So you'll have all your employees, you'll have all their payslip details, their leave balances, their year-to-date balances to date, right? And that is for the whole year. So once you've converted all that information, you will not realistically need to do anything in Palladium Payroll, because all your employees will be there. We'll just get through the normal setups of setting up a pay cycle so that you can continue working and do pay slips. So what you'll have in the pay slips, in the backup, is the employee information. So all the year-to-dates, everything that was captured from Pastel Payroll will be in Palladium Payroll, right? So once you've added all these server details, you click here where it says test connection and save. If it's unsuccessful, it will let you know what the issue is. But if it is successful, then it will let you know that it is successful. Literally, after testing the connection and saving, you just click here where it says import, and it will import all the information, right? So that's all it will say. And once you click import, you go here on employees, and then it will have all your employees from Pastel Payroll as is. So all these employees I have from a backup that I use from Pastel Payroll, and it has all the year-to-dates, their payslip information, and so forth, right? So that's the only thing you'll have to do when you do, a Pastel conversion particularly. There's nothing else to do. It's just as simple as it is. So once the conversion has been done without any issues, we'll go through the normal setups of setting up a payroll cycle and just basically showing you how to process pay slips on a monthly, weekly, or fortnightly basis. Right. So to talk about just scenarios of what could go wrong in doing a conversion in Palladium Payroll. So it does come across that at times, Pastel Payroll allows you to create custom transactions, right? So if you do have custom transactions in Pastel Payroll, Palladium Payroll will be able to pick those custom transactions up. So what the system, meaning in Palladium Payroll, already knows is the transactions that are in Pastel Payroll. But if there are transactions that it does not recognize because it does use transaction codes, then it will list all the custom transactions here. And all it will ask you to do is just to map the transactions, right? So we do have all the transactions. So if you created a transaction and linked it to a normal Pastel Payroll transaction, it will ask you to just map it so that you can just know that this is probably a telephone allowance or a travel allowance or anything of that sort. But if it is a custom transaction not linked to excuse me, not linked to a normal Pastel transaction, then it will just ask you to sort of recreate that transaction, and just maybe you may want to just link it again to Palladium Payroll and say this is a travel allowance. So all you need to do is just to map the transactions. That's the only case that could go wrong. So it's not wrong, but it's just what you'll have to do if you do come across custom transactions as you do conversion. Right, so a conversion tool is just as simple as that, where you just have to have a Pastel Payroll backup, have it on your server, then you do your configuration and test the connection and import the data. That's all, and then you'll have all your details where when you're done with the conversion, then you create your cycle and then you can just process payslips as per normal. Okay, so with that, then all the reports from Pastel Payroll to Palladium will also be there. So you'll still have all your information from your UIF export, all your EMP 201 information from March to date, every single information to your EMP 201, right through to your payroll summary, to your monthly reconciliation, and then it will still be added on your net pay report where you'll see just all the employees' net pays. Right? So you'll just basically all the payslip information will still be in your monthly recon, so you can go back and still select the dates and see your monthly recon for the dates that you did the conversion for. Okay, so our conversion tool is just quite simple. So to go over it again, you click here, data conversion, company conversion, then search Pastel Payroll. Then you have to have your server details so that you can host your backup. Then you have to enter the server name, database name, username, and your password, right? So you can do this by yourself, but if you need any assistance from a consultant from Palladium, then you would need to contact us, and then we can do this for you at a billable charge. Right, so then you can test the connection and save, and then you can import the information again. Once you click import, it will say data imported successfully. Then you'll have all your information from Pastel Payroll. But the only case that you may have to go through is if you do have custom transactions. Once again, then you'll just have to map the transactions or maybe relink and rename the transactions. Okay. So once you've done that, you can go to pay period update as well. On pay period update, you'll be able to view the pay slips from previous months, right? And this is how the pay slip will basically look. So you'll go here and then you'll see all the months that the Pastel Payroll will have information for. And basically when you click here, you'll be able to see the pay slip for that employee and see if everything is fine. And again, it will contain all the leave balances, all the year-to-date balances. If there's any loans, they will appear there. So we just will go through case by case, because I guess at some point we do go through issues, but it won't be as challenging when you do it, because it's really just that simple at some point. Okay, so that's just basically it on our Sage data conversion function. You can find it here. So another way, again, to bring in employees, we use Excel spreadsheets. So we do have templates that you can use to import all your employees, import all your leave balances, import all your year-to-date balances. So basically, we do have two ways of bringing through information from your current system to Palladium Payroll, and that's through Excel spreadsheet, which are templates, imports function. So this is the file import function. And then it is our company conversion tool that you can use. So on the import functionality, these are all the templates that the system provides to you so that you can just add the information. It already has all the headers, so you'll just add the information, and with each template, you just import the information, and then you import the information. Okay. All right, so to move on, we're going to do our report writing. Right, so to go back, if you have a look at our reports, right, we do have all these reports as you see them here, and our payroll reports with our pay slips right there, our leave reports and so forth. So in Payroll, we do have a function where you can customize your reports, right? So as you customize your reports, you are able to basically just add anything on the report, remove anything you may want to remove, add logos, basically just anything that you want to do. We do have that provision for our reports. So you can go and, as I show you, go around, play around with it. But if you do at any point need any customization to your reports done by a consultant, we are available to provide that service at a billable charge. Right, so you have a look at all our reports here, and then we do have what we call customized reports, as you see here. So that is our report writing, right? So if you click here, right, so you should have a report editor. If you don't have report editor, as you click get report editor, it will allow you to download Microsoft Report Editor, which we use to customize your reports, right? But if you already do have it, it will let you do it. So as you see here, you can then choose which report you want to customize. This also includes our pay slips. Right, so we do have all these reports that you can customize, from our EMP 201 to our employee information, to leave management, to our reconciliation, our summary report, and our net pay report. So these are the only reports that you can basically customize. So with customizing, again, you can add anything, remove, add logos, add addresses, remove basically anything that you may want to remove, right? So I'll just select any report. I'll just select the payslip because that's the most one that's mostly used or to customize. So as you click here, you click the report, then you click down, and then it will download it, and then you say open file. If you don't have Microsoft Report Editor, it will not be able to pick it up. You'll just have to download it first. Okay. And this is how it will look on Report Editor as you see it. So this is a confidential payslip, right? As you scroll down, you'll see how the payslip looks. Right, as you see here at the top, it will start with the company name, company address, employee name, employee code. And as you go down, you'll see you'll just have ID number, tax number, employee code again, pay frequency, job title, and so forth. And as you go down, you'll have your total earnings, right? And this will definitely be your basic salaries, or just basically anything that has to do with earnings, which is your hours, rates, amounts, and year-to-dates. Also for your deductions, fringe benefits, company contributions, and your net pay. So right through to the bottom, you'll see there's employee leave details. So with the balance leave taken and annual leave accrued, then you can also add a payslip message. So as you see on this report itself, or on the payslip report, we don't have a logo. So what you can do at any point is just to add a logo if you need to. We do have these features on the left-hand side where you can basically just select which parameters you need, which images you want to add, and all these data sets that you see here that you can add on the payslip, right? Even on your reports or on your EMP 201. Right, so as you may know, you can obviously just select delete. I don't want to see a pay date on my report. I don't probably want to see the ID numbers, but at any point, if you do want to see the ID numbers, then you go back here and you select that you want to add an ID number so that you can just add it here and select. So if you need an image, a logo, you can add a logo here. Anywhere basically on the report. There are some instances where on total earnings, maybe our people just don't want to see hours or the rates, you can remove that if you need to, or you don't want to see your to-date totals, or you need to see them, but right somewhere on the payslips, not where it is. You can definitely just go around and change the payslips as you need to view them. So as you see here, you can add, remove, basically on anything. And then on the left-hand side, as you see here, we've just got all these data sets with the leave take on, present days, incomes, loans that you can add on the payslip if you want to, right? So obviously, every time you do have a transaction that is new that you want to add, probably like a loan will normally just reflect on the payslip. So you won't necessarily have to have a loan added here. It will naturally just add, right? But there are these things that you may want to add, like a company logo, or you just want to remove something, or you don't want a payslip message, or you just don't want leave details shown. You can add and remove anything you need to add. And this goes for all the reports. Okay, so once you're done with that, you click file and then you just save it. And then once you've saved it, right, you click on browse, then it will look for what you have saved, which is this one. And you just basically add it there. So you will say payslip report, confidential layout, as you see it there. And then you click save. Okay, so what happens is the minute you click save, it will already take what you've edited or adjusted on the report and then save it. So that's basically, especially with our reports. So if you've added a color, or if you added a logo, or you've chosen just to do or adjust anything or edit anything, when you click save, it will automatically just reflect on that report the way you want it to. But if you've customize a payslip. So what you'll need to do is you go to payslip display setup, because we've got 3 types of payslips, right? So you go here, and then these are our default payslips. So this is our traditional layout, this is our contemporary layout, and this is our confidential layout, right? So if, for instance, you have customized a payslip and you've clicked save, then it will not have a default in brackets there. It will have a custom. As you see, we did customize a confidential layout. It will have custom there. So what you'll need to do is just to click here that you want a custom. You want the one that you've just customized, and click save. Okay, if at any point you need to go back to the original layout, you don't want this custom, then you can just select that you want this one and not this one anymore. All right, and then it will know what you need to do. Then with our payslips, you can add a payslip message if you need to. Okay, it's like that. And then you select custom and then save. So once you click save, it will just save what you have edited on the report. And then you can obviously just go and have a look if it's the correct thing. Right, so if it's not correct, again, you can go back and just adjust the payslip. So if I have a look here, just do a new shade there. Okay, right there. Sorry. Right, so you'll see here, this is how the payslip is. So I did remove quite a few things, right, as you see here. So you always just have to go back here and just change and see which one you didn't want. And if you need to go back and adjust anything, you can go back. Right. And then as you go to reports as well, your reports, immediately when you click save, it will already have the changes that you have done. Right. But as you click payslip, you can select the year you want to view the payslips for. And then on the layout, you can at any time, you can just change payslip layouts as you want, right? But as you click confidential, again, it will be your custom layout. But you can go back and just change anything that you may need to. Okay, so that's it on our conversion tool and on our report writing. Again, on our conversion tool, when you convert from Pastel Payroll to Palladium Payroll, it's just that simple where you click import the data and it will have all your employees' details as you see here, right? So as you double click on an employee's name from Pastel Payroll, it will have all the information. So I just want to take you through that. Right, so it will have all the personal information. Again, this is what I have from my Pastel Payroll. All my employees' details, their payment information, how they get paid. You'll just, if it's not there, if it's not on Pastel Payroll, it will not be on Palladium, right? So their work information, it will have their start date, and then you just have to, again, set up the cycle type in Palladium Payroll. Then it will have the monthly salaries. Then it will have the leave information. It will have some of the tax information, just mainly the tax number and how they are taxed. Then it will have take on balances, which is the year-to-date balances. So it will have that information as well. If there are any loans, it will have the loan information. But again, we may have to adjust, at any time if something is not right. It's particularly for your weekly to your fortnightly employees. Okay, so when you're done with that, you go to Payslip Processing. So we've set everything up. You go to Payslip Processing. You basically just select the cycle type that you've agreed to work on, right? And then you just process the payslip as per normal, right? So if there are times when maybe the tax is too high, we just have to go back and just to check the year-to-date balances if the tax has been captured correct or if the tax came in correctly to your UIF, to SDL and all that information. Then you click process, and that's what you'll need to do with the processing for the payslips. Okay. All right, so that's it on today's training. Thank you for joining me. I don't know if there are any questions before we leave on our report writing and data conversion. Next week, I will be doing training on payroll processing and self-service, our employee self-service. If you're interested to join, please sign up. But at the moment, I'm not sure if there's any questions so far. Okay. As I guess there's no questions, quite glad. I hope it was informative. Please, at any point, if you feel you are ready to move over to Palladium Payroll from Pastel Payroll or from your current system and you just need help with importing the templates, any help with moving from your current system to Palladium Payroll, please ensure to call us, give us a call. You can email me. My email address is lerato.leboho@palladium.co.za, or contact our sales or our marketing. They will be able to get you in touch with me if you need any help with setting up your payroll at any point, so that I can assist you from now going forward. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Please have a lovely day further.